internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. This is going to have you completely going insane. I'm going to go over why XRP is going to hit $100 100%, and there is no disputing that. Logically, mathematically speaking, it is indisputable. And you could, sit there and say, oh, you can't say 100%. Why are you being so aggressive? You don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? When it happens, I'm going to be the one laughing. The ones that listened are going to be laughing. The ones that understand the token and the value driver XRP are going to be laughing. Humanity honestly blows my mind. The amount of stupidity that lurks around this ecosystem is jaw-dropping. Everybody's happy when XRP is going up, when the whole crypto market's going up. Everybody's happy, they're running around happy, saying nice things, and when it dips, people are not so happy. And the best part is XRP is sitting at $2 right now, and that's already expensive for some people to get in right now, but logically speaking, this is dirt cheap because the information I'm about to present you, the source that it's coming from, and how accurate they have already been with Bitcoin is going to show you that XRP is just waiting to completely, legitimately create a dent in the universe. I tried giving you guys a warning 2 months ago, and I even made it very clear, and I used red for the first time ever. And I said, get ready. We are weeks away. And XRP was around 50 cents at that time, and this is the video. It was published on October the 3rd, and it was just around 50 cents. And now we are at $2.13. We're never going to see $1 XRP ever again. And I'm going to explain to you why the value of XRP is going to go to $100 and why you just cannot stop it. And we're going to get assistance. We're going to go back to Robbie Mitchell and Susan Atley. Susan Atley is a part of Ripple and also a professor at Stanford University. Robert Mitchell is the head of digital assets at BlackRock. Robert Mitchell was an intern at Ripple, and then he moved over to BlackRock. But listen very carefully. I've covered this in the past, but you need to see what they actually said and what we actually missed, and they know exactly how this is going to occur. First of all, take a look at this date, June 2018. This framework took them about a year to put together. Earlier versions of this paper were drafted beginning in July 2017. And the accuracy of this paper is astronomical. And before I get into it, I'm going to show you guys how conservative they were by comparing Bitcoin and XRP. And keep in mind, before I get into it, they're not going to come out and give crazy price projections for XRP in this valuation framework because they were a part of Ripple at the time. And Susan Atley is still a part of Ripple. So imagine Robert Mitchell, Susan Atley working at Ripple. They come out with a fundamental framework for XRP and they say it's going to go to $100, right? Come on. You don't got to be a moron to understand what I'm trying to say there, right? It just honestly blows my mind that people don't see this. And listen to what they said here. And I haven't even seen this part. And wow, that's all I got to say. So first, they talk about demand, transaction demand, storage demand, supply, value per unit, and how they present the value for these digital assets. And if we go take a look at Bitcoin, for example, and this timeline was for 2030, they projected that on the high estimates for Bitcoin, by 2030, it'll reach $93,000. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button because you know exactly where I'm going with this. Bitcoin has already surpassed $100,000, achieving just over $104,000, $103,000 per Bitcoin. And this is them being very, very conservative on this price take. And when we look at what they said with XRP, it's just given all the information we cover on this channel. If this is the first video you're watching on my channel, I suggest going and watching other videos. But everybody else that has been following along, you know now this is just like a wow moment, right? They predicted and projected $93,000 per Bitcoin by 2030. Keep in mind, these projections are for 2030. And then when you go over to the projection for XRP by 2030, they said it's going to reach $32.91. And remember what I said about them working at Ripple. They're not going to come out here and say it's going to go to 150 or going to go to $100. They're going to give you how it's going to get to these prices. And it's for us to determine who is going to be utilizing digital asset XRP. And the past 10 years, what Ripple has achieved, guys, this is a no-brainer. And it's fine. A lot of, like in my previous video, I told you guys how there's a very, very small amount of us that are actually holding more than a decent amount of XRP. So listen to this part here, what they said. With the ability to deliver large cost and speed advantage over both fiat-based retail FX trading and other crypto assets, XRP appears poised to capture a substantial share of this space. And we're talking trillions of dollars, okay? And the sources they're using are the BIS, the BCG, the World Bank, which we've all dug into their documents. And are you ready for this? Are you ready for this right here? They're pretty much telling you that if you make the right choices, you are going to be rewarded extremely handsomely, okay? Listen to this part. Despite the massive price appreciation in the asset class over the past year, those who believe that blockchain technology and crypto assets are destined to become a powerful force for innovation in the new global economy may yet find that there remain opportunities to generate outsized returns by correctly predicting the long-term winners with the asset class. Ladies and gentlemen, that is, oh my goodness, you got to understand who's writing this stuff, right? And you got to understand their roles in 2024. Like Robert Mitchnick is the head of digital assets at BlackRock. I'm going to read this to you one more time because this is so monumental and I want you to clip this. XRP is going to $100 100%. Logically, mathematically speaking, it has to fulfill its purpose in the new world economy.
What we believe will happen is that most market makers in filling out the world of exchanging value from anything of value, again, currencies, merchant reward points, airline miles, gold, silver, anything that you define as value, most people will actually, most market makers will use XRP because as a currency without a counterparty, it is a completely unique thing in the protocol, just like Bitcoin is completely unique. So again, our view of why math-based currencies are so valuable, our view of why math-based currencies are so valuable isn't necessarily that they replace existing currencies, it's just that they have a very unique feature in that they have no counterparty. So the whole world, the world only has to think about one thing when it comes to Bitcoin or Ripple, is the price in any microsecond in time. You never have to think about counterparty risks. It turns out that is a completely unique thing that's never existed before.
Despite the massive price appreciation in the asset class over the past year, and they were referring to the 2017, late 2018 early bull market, those who believe that blockchain technology and crypto assets are destined to become a powerful force for innovation in the new global economy may yet find that there remain opportunities to generate outsized returns by correctly predicting the long-term winners within this asset class. And to every single individual that has been accumulating XRP for the past years, you guys are all laughing. You guys already have been rewarded very handsomely at a very low price for XRP, and we are just getting started. We have yet to see anything in this crypto ecosystem. Let's just kind of pedal back and go over how accurate and stupid conservative they were about about Ripple, oh my goodness, about Bitcoin hitting $93,000 by 2030. Bitcoin hit over $100,000 in 2024, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think is going to happen to XRP before 2030? I made it very clear, and I never put timelines for the value of XRP and what it's going to reach. But I did say this in my previous video a couple of days ago. $100 XRP by 2030, 100%. And if it doesn't, I would be completely shocked. But listen, if it doesn't, Ripple failed. Logically speaking, something went wrong and Ripple failed. Like XRP has to have a high value to do its utility in this new world economy. People need to understand that.
This new financial system that's being developed, what do you think people are looking for? Right?
Well, I think, I mean, look, in an early stage market, which is sort of dominated by like offshore unregulated exchanges, and it's mostly about speculating on different things, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. The internet financial system is clearly about actual economic activity. So if we want this to be useful, it has to be about actual economic activity.
Yeah.
The internet financial system is clearly about actual economic activity. So if we want this to be useful, it has to be about actual economic activity.
Yeah.
And remember, there isn't enough XRP, especially when these physical packed ETPs, right, exchange traded products, are going to be holding XRP, physical XRP, and retail is not going to touch those, right? And they even mention this in a way of how XRP will be leveraged, and it's not going to be all circulating. If corporations become significant holders of XRP, taking advantage of its functionality as a form of ultra-liquid working capital, such adoption would result in XRP regularly being held for multiple days or weeks between its usage and transactions. Like, I know it's hard for some of you guys to wrap your head around this, but there's something that money can't buy, and you could go searching for it everywhere. You could go everywhere and search for this. And that is patience. Patience is something that money cannot buy, and you need to mentally train your brain for this. Okay, you got to go through all the BS, all the morons that are lurking in this crypto ecosystem. Okay, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. And when the price of XRP starts doing the unimaginable, like, a lot of people are going to get shut down. Like, incredibly. Their reputations are going to get ruined. The things that they've said about XRP, it's going to get ruined. Because what really, really frustrates me about this whole, price movement for XRP, or how high the price XRP can go, it's like, how do I say this the nicest way possible? It's math. It's math. Like, logically speaking, it's math and it's demand. You got supply, you got demand, and you got math. That is a trio.
So again, our view of why math-based currencies are so valuable isn't necessarily that they replace existing currencies. It's just that they have a very unique feature in that they have no counterparty. So the whole world, the world only has to think about one thing when it comes to Bitcoin or Ripple, is the price in any microsecond in time. You never have to think about the counterparty risks. It turns out that is a completely unique thing that's never existed before.
Okay, that trio right there is deadly. And when somebody tells me that XRP can't reach these prices, I think to myself, and I'm like, how dumb can you really be? Like how small-minded, how pigeon-minded, like I'm right now kind of looking up in the air, thinking, is it even possible to be that stupid, right? Like, realistically speaking. And I hope you're watching this video and you disagree with me on this, and guess what? Time will settle anything negative you got to say about me or my targets for XRP. But just know, when it does do these crazy numbers, I'm not even going to say I told you so. You guys have had so much time. I mean, we were buying XRP at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 cents, right? All the way up. And I'm probably going to go buy more XRP within the next 24 hours myself, okay? But, we're trying to create a dent in the universe here. And, XRP hitting $100 isn't the ceiling, it's the floor, right? It's where XRP begins to stabilize and operate as the backbone of the global finance. And as this ecosystem grows, the price will naturally climb higher. The higher the demand, the tighter the supply. The more XRP must be worth to fulfill its purpose, right? Like, think about that. And Ripple didn't spend over a decade fighting for regulatory clarity just to nibble at the edges of the financial system, right? They're not here for a small slice of the market. They're here to dominate it, and partnerships with, financial giants like Santander, Trilango, Bank of England, these are all to show for, and these are just the minuscule ones. There is non-disclosure agreements with major institutions that have yet to be announced. These institutions are laying the groundwork for a system that relies on XRP as a core asset. As regulatory clarity grows, we'll see an explosion of adoption.
To give you some context, in 2016, what we did was we piloted with 12 banks. We said, hey, these 12 banks were based across regions throughout the globe, and they did not have pre-funded relationships with each other. What we did was we gave these 12 banks some XRP and asked them to settle within themselves. And it worked beautifully. But then they came back and said, you know what, this works beautifully, and we would love to adopt it, but we cannot. And precisely the exact reason just you mentioned about Basel III capital requirements, regulatory uncertainty, and so on. So they said that A, it's volatile, B, there are no set of regulations, so we cannot hold those assets in our books. So we actually went back to the drawing board and said, okay, look, how do we change this? Which is why we came up with this product called XRapid. And again, I absolutely agree with Lisa, so we actually piloted, instead of piloting with big banks, we piloted with big payment providers because they were more willing to do this. And you know what? It actually now works because they don't have to hold the digital asset on their books, but using the piece of software XRapid, they can actually connect to a digital asset exchange, convert fiat to XRP real time, and then XRP to fiat in real time in the other leg. And the entire transaction happens in 3 seconds. And so there is no case of volatility risk as well. And I think, to your point, just one more point. For any adoption of any technology, I think the intersection of 3 points is really, really important. Financial services, technology, and regulations. I think since the time Bitcoin was implemented, there was this notion that down with banks, down with central banks, Bitcoin will replace fiat currency. Clearly that has not happened. And I think what's important really is, and that's something that Ripple has taken into its approach by collaborating with regulators and central banks across the globe.
Institutions will launch more financial products, right? The ETP, liquidity hubs. And there's just so much we're about to witness. And I'm very happy that you guys were excited with this price movement for XRP. I'm happy for all of us, right? But the best is yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. The best is yet to come. And next time someone tells you that XRP can't hit $100, ask them this. Can the future, of the financial system run on an asset worth less than a cup of coffee? Absolutely not, right? XRP, like I said, is not here to nibble at the market. It's here to dominate it. And $100 XRP, that's just where the journey begins. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. What was said in this PDF, this is just monumental, just given who made this, given their roles at Ripple at the time. And obviously, if you got to understand, they can't come out and say XRP is going to go to $60, $80 in this PDF. You do understand that. They have to remain extremely, extremely conservative, give you the smaller picture. And then over time, as the network grows, it'll grow naturally, right? So $32, you could just say it's a base price, even if you want to say that. But $100 is going to be a base price for XRP. I know it's too good to be true, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you guys are in good hands. We did this journey all together for a very long time. I'm not some opium-filled individual that has no real-world experience. I've worked at a regulated industry at the financial sector for 10 years. Okay, please understand that. We have a lot of new viewers that are coming onto this ecosystem thinking we're some maybe 23-year-old, 24-year-old, 21-year-old, 26-year-old, 27-year-old. None of that. We have 10 years of experience within the financial ecosystem. I've worked at this regulated, my mind is pretty much regulated. It is absolutely insane. So whatever I deliver, whatever I present, whatever I do, it comes with a regulated background, okay? It's very hard for me to sit here and spread bullshit because, I mean, there is no BS when you work at a regulated industry for that long, okay? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. The only thing I could tell you guys to do right now is to stay healthy, right? Stay healthy so you guys could enjoy your wealth. Go for walks. If you guys are drinking a lot, consuming a lot of alcohol, just bring it down a little bit because we'll drink when the time is right. Your liver is important. Just stay safe. That's all I got to say because I'm telling you, like, if you guys have been accumulating and if you guys are just getting into this ecosystem right now, you got to go aggressive. You got to go aggressive because this time next year, December 10th, 2025, we are going to be at a completely different place. We are going to be at a completely different place. You know, so I do appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm just so excited for all of us. You know, the haters are slowly going to get silenced out. But at the end of the day, we need stupid people like that on this planet, right? Like we need morons. We need pigeon brains. We need wasted skins that walk around and say, XRP can't do this. Oh, you guys are shillers. You guys are scammers. And there's people out there that think Ripple is a Ponzi scheme. There's actually people out there that think Ripple is a Ponzi scheme, right? Like, imagine living that mindset. Imagine being that mindset and you have to carry that around with you everywhere you go, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, do not worry about any kind of price movements. Like, there's nothing to worry about. When you compare what you're holding to any other digital assets, I'm going to wrap this up right after I say this, okay? I'm going to make this, you need to understand this, okay? You need to understand this is very important. We were born into this planet, like we were born not knowing better, right? We were born already into the system and we don't know any better. Like we don't know, there's no one to tell us how the financial ecosystem started up, right? This whole banking system, there's no one to tell us their stories, but we do know it's a Ponzi scheme, right?
Of course, high taxes are extremely high here in the United States. I give you that. You're right in that. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is not the high taxes themselves, but the fact that they are not even really funding the government. So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds, paper. And who buys the treasury bonds?
So we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money, and we do that by buying treasury bills or bonds or other government guaranteed securities, and that actually increases the money supply.
Mostly the Fed. And how does the Fed buy them?
We also print actual currency, and we distribute that through the Federal Reserve banks.
By printing money. But what backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air. Someone could ask, well, so if the government can print unlimited amounts of money out of thin air, why did they collect taxes? I mean, in theory, it would make sense, right? If they can print unlimited amounts of money, why would they need taxes for? The answer is simple, but it's very shocking. The real problem is that you pay high taxes only to uphold the illusion that you are funding the government, which you are not. The government is funded by money printing, paper backed with paper, a bubble that will inevitably burst. The situation is even worse than it seems, because if most Americans and the rest of the world were to become aware of this farce, confidence in your currency would be lost. The dollar will fall, and the Western civilization with it.
Rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the future. Most major economies already have or are in the process of developing instant 24/7 payments.
If the next president of the United States doesn't make the necessary policies and structural changes, sooner or later that bubble will burst.
Rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the future. Most major economies already have or are in the process of developing instant 24/7 payments.
Just like Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? What is it solving? It is just speculation. ETFs are nothing. And what is Ethereum? Solana. The only reason why Solana really took off was because of the meme coin sector. You do understand that, right? Solana became popular after they went crazy in their memes. Like, that is a fact. Dogecoin, meme coin. Can they deliver utility in the real world? Yes, if stores start accepting Dogecoin, that's utility because we're utilizing it, right? But XRP, since day one, their vision was to incorporate their XRP token within the new world economy that they were designing. Okay? Please try to understand that. As much as you may think that may sound crazy. I know some of you guys are like, oh no, like we understand you fully, but there's that small percentage of you guys that are, double guessing yourself or like questioning yourself. Trust me, we've done the research on this channel. We've given you the warning with a red display telling you get ready. And guess what? It's already 4x that price, right? And we've seen nothing yet. The best is yet to come. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's truly incredible. I don't think anybody caught this, but you don't understand how important this is. This just justifies that, a $32 XRP is just BS. It's dirt cheap. It's going to go a lot higher than that. And they put this for a 2030 vision, and now we are in 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I mean, if this video just doesn't give you a clear picture of where we are going, we truly cannot help you. But if you have any questions, put it in the comments down below, and let's see if we could address your questions. Let's see what you don't understand. Maybe our community could help you. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will be back with another video.
Building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.